Hi everyone, and welcome back to Toxic Tuesdays. I hope you've all had a wonderful fortnight. For those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Bethany.veugen and this is Toxic Tuesdays, where we talk about a particular toxic plant that you may or may not have in your backyard, and we learn a little bit more about it. For today's video, we are looking at Strychnos Nux-vomica. Strychnos Nux-vomica is more commonly known as Nux-vomica, but also goes by the name of Quaker buttons, strychnine tree, and poison fruit. It is a medium-sized tree in the Leganiaceae family and can grow to 25 meters with a short, thick trunk. Its branches are irregular, with young shoots growing in a deep green color with a shiny coat, whereas the remaining bark is ashen colored. The leaves are short-stalked and oval-shaped, reaching 5 to 9 centimeters, and the small funnel-shaped flowers are pale green in color and have a rather unpleasant odor when in bloom. The fruit is smooth and hard-shelled when ripe and has a slightly orange coloring to it. Inside, the flesh is white and soft, and the pulp houses 5 seeds. The seeds themselves are in the shape of a flattened disc. They are extremely hard and have a soft woolly substance coating it. Nux-vomica is native to India and East Asia. It's found in Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Malaysia. Its habitat is that of dry, sandy coastal woodlands, edges of dense forests, on riverbanks and along the shore, and in loamy or sandy loamy soils. For cultivation, they do prefer a sunny position, and they will not fruit until 10 to 15 years after planting. Once established though, they are very drought tolerant. Nux-vomica is a major source of the highly poisonous alkaloid strychnine. Strychnine is one of the most powerful poisons that acts on the central nervous system and has been given the nickname the smiling poison. It causes tonic contractions, which generally follows each other in rapid succession, and each contraction can last from a few seconds to a few minutes. These contractions actually cause the afflicted to have their lips drawn back involuntarily into a grimace or a smile, hence its nickname. In severe cases, there is almost no intermission between contractions, which makes the body become rigid, immovable, and hard as a board. These contractions can be so violent that it actually causes muscle to tear away from the bone. Death is usually brought on by exhaustion or cardiac arrest. Strychnine also has an effect on circulation. It causes blood pressure to rise, has arterial tension during the contractions, and the frequency of the pulse becomes slowed. What I found to be the most horrible part of this kind of poisoning though is that your mind is clear while you have all of this going on. So you don't have hallucinations, your mind isn't foggy, you are very much aware of what is happening to your body. Now, the highest concentration of strychnine is actually found in the seeds, but it is also found in other parts of the plant, including the leaves, the bark, and the blossoms. Historically, it wasn't uncommon for people of higher rank to ingest small quantities of poisons to build an immunity up to them. One of the most famous people to do this was Mithridates, ruler of the kingdom of Pontus in northern Anatolia. He cultivated an immunity to a number of poisons by regularly ingesting sublethal doses, and this particular practice was actually named after him and is called Mithridatism. Unfortunately, while this particular practice does work with most poisons, it doesn't work with strychnine. So the body's sensitivity to it actually increases with repeated exposure. So what may seem like a harmless dosage, if taken regularly, can actually be quite fatal. In the 15th century, strychnine was actually imported to Europe, where it was used as a pest control. It was used against mice, rats, moles, and birds. Although it was noted that the birds needed to be watched after eating it and culled quickly because it just seemed to make them drunk and would eventually wear off and they would fly away. Strychnine as a pest control was still available for purchase in 1934 in Britain. A woman by the name of Ethel Major actually used it to murder her husband Arthur by poisoning his corned beef sandwiches. His death was originally ruled as epilepsy, but she was found guilty of murder because she had left the food out for the neighbour's dog to eat, which it obviously did eat and then died. And an anonymous note was actually sent to the police stating that she had poisoned the neighbour's dog, so therefore she must have poisoned her husband. They completed an autopsy on both the dog and Arthur, her husband, and they actually found that strychnine was in both of their systems. So she was arrested and convicted of murder, and she was therefore, since then, known as the corned beef killer. Years before Ethel, though, there was another murderer who used strychnine, the Prince of Poisons, Dr. William Palmer. Palmer was convicted in 1855 for the murder of his friend John Cook using strychnine. It's also suspected that he killed several other people as well, including his brother and mother-in-law and 4 of his children who died of convulsions before their first birthday. Palmer had a gambling addiction, and it's believed that he killed his friends and adult family to claim the life insurance so he could pay back what was owed. It's also speculated that he killed 4 of his children, as that way he wouldn't have to pay for further mouths to feed. I think Charles Dickens actually summed Palmer up quite perfectly when he said that he was the greatest villain to have ever stood in the Old Bailey. And Palmer was actually executed by hanging in 1856. This, however, hasn't actually stopped Nux-vomica from being used in food or drink, however. It's actually an optional ingredient that's used in bung, an edible that's created by the cannabis plant. The recipe that I found was for a drink made in Nepal, and it required ganja, which is hemp flowers, spices like cardamom, nutmeg, turmeric, as well as sugar or honey, and milk. The optional ingredients were Nux-vomica, opium, thornapple seeds, ground nuts like almonds, and ghee. Nux-vomica is also found in Ayurvedic medicine. The seeds are used as an ingredient in formulations to treat nervous debility, paralysis and weakness of the limbs, sexual weakness, dyspepsia, which is upset stomach, dysentery, and chronic rheumatism. It's additionally used in treatments for anemia, asthma, bronchitis, colic, intermittent fever, and hysteria. But that's after the proper Shodhani processes have been completed. And that is everything today, guys, on Strychnos Nux-vomica. Thank you very much for watching. Leave me a comment down below if there's something new that you learned or something else that you would like to add. And while you're there, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you very much. As always, it's appreciated that you come and check out my channel, and I hope you all have a wonderful fortnight, and I'll see you on the next episode of Toxic Tuesday. Stay safe, guys, and keep on learning. Bye.